Welcome to Board Ghost, a story broadcast with games as the engine.
If living is a highway, then heaven is a bus stop. Been waiting for a minute there, but has it been forever?
We believe you're out there, hungry for stories for shared experiences. We can't see you, can't hear you, yet we will play for you. This night's offering is Home by Dark, a game by Jason Olson, a story game of hope and fear. So this was a kickstarted game, and this is our first time playing it. We'll put up a brief rules primer so you can kind of understand the structure of the game. It seems like it's a derivation of Fiasco and Downfall.
Yeah, 2-act structure, things are changing as you're moving forward.
If this was a Fiasco playset, the movie list would be like E.T., Goonies, Stranger Things. Before we get into the setup, our humble players, myself, John Holt, with us.
As always, Ken Breeze. What's up, Board Ghosts?
All right, and two new guest players.
Zach Norton. I'm a sometime designer, sometime writer, all-time player of role-playing games.
All right, welcome.
And my name is Liza Courtwright. I'm also a designer and big time player of role-playing games.
So we'll get into generating our pillars, characters, and locations and assets.
Yes.
So we will generate all that stuff and get into our games. All right, so we've generated our character setup and our settings and our pillar. We are playing in Schaefer's Landing in Maine. It's the 70s and it's early fall. Our secret is the Selkie, who has a fear of being controlled and the ability to calm the storm, so weather control of some sort. And the pursuer is this corporation called Trident Industries. And the face of it so far is Dr. Theodore Gilman, whose motivation and the motivation of this industry at the heart is to their descendants of, or believe themselves to be descendants of Atlantis, and they want to regain that lost glory. They want to raise, as their goal, to raise Atlantis and the Lost Lands. And the danger is the wrath of the sea, whether it's some mythical thing or whatever, we'll figure out what, but there's storms that will swallow the island. Will be the manifestation of the wrath of the sea. So we've got 4 locations in play. We've got the library, which is small, a couple rooms, but has loads of books, probably stacks near the shelves as well. We have the Salt House, which is like a little sort of old building that has now used for more recreational purposes than it used to be.
Yeah, it's graffitied and broken beer bottles. It used to be like, who knows, like the old schoolhouse or something like that. Who knows what it was.
We've got the Western End Boardwalk, probably closer to where the ferry lets off, a little more of like closer to downtown. Does that sound right to you? Like,
definitely.
Sort of like the social hub, and then where off-islanders first come in, and kind of probably the heart of the town a little bit more too. Like, and then we also have the East End, which is a sort of a border edge. It's like probably more windswept and barren. It's a less inhabited area, more plovers and seals there, and exposed rock and
retired sailors.
Yeah, it's probably
Lots
too
of
like not
penguins.
not even tons of houses, like more dunes and offsets. It's like you kind of have to off road to even get there, or you have to sail around to land there.
Yeah, it's very remote.
Cool.
Probably changes a lot over the day with the tide.
Exactly.
And we have 4 assets in play. We have a fishing pole, a flare gun, a compact mirror, and an inflatable raft.
Cool.
So we've got 4 things in play.
Cool.
And let's go around and just kind of chat through who our characters are.
Awesome.
Why don't we start with you, Liza?
Great. So my character is Moira Payne. She is a 16-year-old. She's asthmatic and cannot wait to get off of this island. Sawyer is her little brother.
All right. Zach, go for it. Who are you playing?
I am playing Cormac Wainwright, who is the local ferry captain. He has a salt and pepper coif with perpetual whiskers. His skin is very wind-blasted from being a experienced sailor, but he's also very lean and muscular, almost hungry looking.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah, and my name is Bailey Tanwell. I am a beach bum, a ferryman in training, and one cool dude. I work for Karmic on the ferry. Other than that, I sleep like under the boardwalk or wherever. Just I'm a bum. I love the summertime. During the winter, whatever. I figure it out. My character is very nonchalant, a bon vivant to some degree. Is connected to Sawyer as well.
Yeah.
He sees Sawyer as his sidekick a little bit.
All right. So Sawyer Payne is the younger brother of Moira. He is probably one of the few kids of his age right now on the island. So there's not a huge island. Parents simple. They don't have a ton of money, so they're his sister works and he just doesn't have a lot to do, so he loiters around the ferry and hangs out with everybody and chats with people and just kind of explores. And he's maybe an auburn-haired kid, like 11, 12, wears like one of those oversized like corded sweaters. Just kind of has that, like hangs past his arms. Yeah, just kind of, and his hair's always kind of mussed, a little too long, like a couple days unwashed and just windblown and salty. All right, so from there we'll get into our story. And so the first question that we have to sort out before we get going is, how did we discover the secret? And why did we decide to protect it?
I think the thing that makes the most sense is I think we were all taking the same ferry home. Last one, middle of the night. It was running late, and I bet something just hits the side of the ship. Something along those lines, and you dive in to save her, or or to check what it is. There seems to be some sort of, something floating in the water because it's the 70s and nobody thinks to, take any sort of precaution whatsoever. You discover it is a girl floating in the water.
Can we say it's like a teenage girl?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's 16 maybe, or 17?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe a little older, maybe like a 20-something, 20?
Yeah, I think probably somewhere between 17 and 20. It may be hard to gauge.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. There's no means of identification. There's no means of kind of...
She's naked.
Yeah.
Bailey does jump in to save her. And I think the only thing that she says is we're pulling her out of the water. So you're the first person that we come upon because you work the toll booth, right? On the island.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing she's saying is, my coat, I've lost my coat.
I'm kind of dumbstruck and kind of rendered speechless by the fact that you've saved a girl and I've kind of hoisted you on board the ferry and brought you back. And you're the first person that we encounter. Where do we see Sawyer?
Our parents are probably like working overnight, so Sawyer's like hanging out with me on my
just
shift.
kind of loitering around there. Yeah.
So you too are the first.
Well, I run up the dock because I always
just like you always do.
I just help tie off the boat,
Yeah.
the ferry as it comes in, and help with the gangplank, and I grab basically like you just know to throw me the rope because I'm already there, kind of thing.
Yep.
And so it's sort of like why you.
But I'm not even looking at you as I throw the rope. I basically just like throw it in your general direction. I seem very preoccupied.
What does Moira think?
The first thing that Moira thinks is it's very late, so we should probably get her something. And I like have a coat that's like hanging in the office for if it's like really rainy, and I'm putting it over her and kind of being like, hey, are you okay? What happened?
I think too, like maybe kind of wrap this setup. We see like it's kind of foggy.
Mm-hmm.
We hear and see like large ships with like spotlights.
Yeah.
moving out
wow.
of the water.
Yeah.
And we're like, what? Who's out right now?
I don't see anybody on the manifest. There's not supposed to be anybody out this late.
Those are some big ships.
What does that say on that keel?
Trident Industries?
Trident?
Oh, you sit here. You take her to the salt house. I'm going to handle this.
All right. So we've kind of got our setup. We know how we met this thing. So now we can go into scenes. Who would like to start their scene?
Spotlight is going to be on Bailey. Pillars, I'm going to be focusing on the secret at this point as we're taking this woman, to the salt house. I think the question that I'm going to ask, or rather I'm going to pose, it's purposely open-ended. The question is, does the secret tell me where she's from? Who's participating? That's me, and I think Moira. So we didn't really have many clothes on the ferry to wrap around this figure. The figure themselves, their skin is more of like a nutmeg, darker tone.
Mm-hmm.
Their hair is incredibly dark and almost like ringlets coming down their head. It doesn't even come past their shoulders. Their form is sort of petite, but they are wide at the hips and sort of narrower in the shoulders and in the knee and legs. They have sort of like thin legs, longer feet, almost like flipper length. Like just really long, broad feet, but not unattractive. But really what's striking is their face and their eyes. Their face is almost like equine, almost like it like is just juts out to some degree. But it's this beautiful sort of nose and just a wide, inviting and smiling mouth. This person was naked when we found her, and so the only clothes we had on the ferry were an old trench coat that we put her in. So she's wearing this like Inspector Gadget style trench coat right now that we've sort of wrapped her in. We have both taken her sort of by the hand, you on the left, me on the right, Moira, and Bailey, who is tall for his age. He's 19, and he's already probably like 6 feet tall, but he's really, really thin. He's super tan. He normally only wears like short shorts, basically, and like flip-flops. And so his hair, which might normally be a darker brown, is a really light, dirty blonde at this point. I think he wears sunglasses a lot as well, and is really a firm believer in the zinc oxide movement. So he puts a lot of zinc oxide on his nose. So he has like white nose. He's super tan, and he's in these like red short shorts. I think that he likes to smoke cigarettes, so he's got like his pack of cigarettes in one pocket and his lighter in the other pocket, or some book of matches. He doesn't have a lighter. He might even have a few coins or a few dollars or something like that stuffed in his back pocket. Who knows? What does Moira look like?
Moira, like her brother, has kind of auburn hair. She puts it into a really, really tight braid because the winds working out on the ferry jetty are pretty intense. And she lives on the island, so she's definitely wind-beaten, sun-kissed, a lot of freckles. Yeah, tends to not be super fashionable. A lot of like big sweaters and jeans.
Awesome.
Birkenstocks. Little tiny bit hippie, but not like a lot.
Yeah.
Not quite cool enough.
So I'm saying the quickest way to the Salt House is this way down Jefferson Lane.
Oh, well, we don't want anybody to see, right?
See what? No, we got to get out of here.
I know. Whatever you think is fastest.
Well, shit. Why are they looking for you? What's your name?
You could not perceive my name. I don't think you have the words for it.
How do you know what I know and don't know? I've learned a lot. Don't tell me what I know and don't know.
She kind of backs away a little bit.
Hey, it's okay. Don't listen to him. Are you all right?
Hurts. Left side.
Well, why don't we get you inside somewhere and we can have a look at it, okay?
Okay.
We're trying to go to the Salt House, though.
Yeah. Will you
Cormac
follow
told us
us?
to go to the Salt House.
She kind of like looks very leerily
Wait,
at...
I got to chill out for a second here. This is nuts. What? Can we sit down somewhere or something?
Yes. Why don't we get inside? Clearly, these people are looking for
Inside
her.
where? We can't just bust into someone's
We'll
house.
go to the Salt House, like Cormac said, right?
I know. I don't want to go there just yet. Let's just sit down somewhere. Let's just go behind this house.
Okay.
Here, in this backyard.
All right.
No, these people left before the season ended. So
You're
they're not
right.
even here.
Oh, you know what? They have this gazebo.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
go
yeah,
in there.
yeah. Gazebo house.
Here.
The secret is looking at everybody very leerily, but she's very reassured by Mora and a little bit less reassured by Bailey, but follows very dutifully.
Inside the gazebo, Moira kind of takes off her big, like, chunky fisherman sweater and kind of, like, holds it out tentatively.
Mm-hmm. And the secret just kind of very gently takes it and kind of looks at it curiously. Of course, first thing she does is kind of, like, look at Bailey and both of you very expectantly.
Moira turns around.
Bailey does not.
And then she just, like, kind of stares very pointedly at him.
He's hey, do you need help with anything? I can hold that trench coat
Moira
for you.
grabs Bailey and kind of, like, forcibly
hey.
tries to turn him around. Come on, dude, stop it.
All right.
Have some
sorry,
chill.
Sorry.
Reassured by
Can't
this,
help it. She's
she
gorgeous.
takes off the trench coat and very quickly slips into the corded sweater.
Because of her long legs, the corded sweater, I mean, really is just going down to basically her thighs, sort of mid-thigh area. Her legs are super out, and Bailey's like, boo, boo.
Moira is similarly like,
And meanwhile, the secret is just kind of like clutching on the left side a little bit, where she's very kind of clearly been banged up.
What, do you want a cigarette or something?
She cocks her head at him.
I don't know. They always calm me down. I mean, I guess I maybe have a joint, too.
Is that, have you got the cigarette lit or anything? Or
No, I'm just sort of maybe taking out the box of cigarettes.
that shit is poison.
Whatever. These are the kind that that the movie stars are
What would
like
re-
Smokey and the Bandit.
What would really be helpful is if you had some alcohol.
Well, at the Salt House, there's some.
I'm going to play a fear
Ooh.
on a participating character in the scene. So Moira's fear is that she would be unable to breathe. But
The Selkie kind of looks plaintively at Moira, noticing the cough. Hurts?
I have asthma.
Asthma?
It's a disease with your lungs.
Yeah, asthma kids. They can't run or swim.
Yeah, and can't be around people who smoke cigarettes.
All right. I'll put it out. It's cool.
Thanks.
The first thing the Selkie does is, hoping it abates, she just very obliviously just puts a hand on your shoulder.
What?
See, I told you putting the cigarette out would help.
No, I mean, like, my chest hasn't felt this clear since I was, like, Sawyer's age.
Is there any visible effect to anything that's happening at this point?
Maybe if we want a visual effect, it's like a little bit of, like,
mist or something.
sparking mist in Moira's exhaled breath.
Yes, yeah, I think that makes perfect sense.
And
What the hell? Why are you running from those people?
I lost it. I lost the skin. I lost it.
Your coat? We gave you a coat.
I lost, different coat.
What?
Where did you come from?
So I think this is where, because this is the
Oh,
crux.
Yep.
So this is where we would roll. The resolution goes in your favor.
Yay.
That is awesome.
So the resolution,
It was yes that you do tell me why.
right,
You do tell us why you're
from whence you come.
She points towards the sea. She points in the direction of the water, where you found me. That was my home.
The mainland?
No, wait, what?
No. Out, further, beyond where you know.
Like China?
The
Are
ocean?
you from China?
And then she kind of like looks at Moira and she says a foreign word. It rings off the ear a little bit, but it's just kind of like, it has this kind of harmonic tone to it.
Whoa. Okay.
That is what we call it.
Groovy.
This is the following morning, pretty early, and I've gone down to the dock to where the ferry is with my fishing pole. So I'm going to spend a character point
Aha.
to bring in my fishing pole. And so I'm down there, and Cormac is kind of like opening the shutters, prepping and beginning the day on the ferry. He's getting, out there on the boat. And I'm just going to fish. Like, that's just kind of my random thing I do, is just kind of like cast it out and see what happens. I'm going to find something. But the question will be if, as I'm finding something, that there are witnesses, the pursuers witness me finding this thing. Yeah. So where we're at is I'm hollering, Cormac, I caught something. I got something. Whoa, it's huge. What is this? And I'm reeling in a thing, and I'm being very loud and squeaky. What's going on?
Oh, looks like you got a big one. What?
Here, come on. Give me a hand. What?
Oh, just ease up. Just give a man a second.
And Cormac ambles down.
I'm reeling this thing in wildly, and you see, beneath the water, this something is being pulled towards. It's not fighting the line at all, but it's heavy, and you can see it bending the pole. And I don't know. I don't know if I can.
Oh, hold on. Let me just gotta give you a little English there, son.
And so you're like Popeye arms just help
Yeah.
lift it up out of the
Popeye arms.
And so we this thing clears the water, and it's this like smooth, long, black, like glistening pelt, like a seal leather.
Oh,
We pull it closer. What is this?
I think I've seen something like this. I'm not particularly sure. It looks like a pelt. I never found one out in the water like this. I knew plenty of people that had one.
What do you mean had one? Like,
Oh, I've met a couple of old timers out in the easterly side. They used to keep these on their wall, one or two, at least a couple of the men I know. I'm not around from here, so I didn't really hear the full story, but they always kind of kept one on the mantelpiece like it was a trophy. It looks like somebody killed a seal. Maybe, I don't know why they'd want to celebrate it.
I don't know. There's no like blood or anything. There's no like bite marks. I don't know. This is something else. This is amazing.
Oh, let me take a closer look. And Cormac, very first thing he does is kind of feel the seam of the pelt, kind of like see it. There's no incision. There's no cut. That's strange. It's not even splayed out. It's not tanned at all. It's practically alive.
Wow. This is amazing.
Well, just
hold on to it for now. And, I can't say that there's any reason you shouldn't keep what you caught. Hell, I wouldn't even call that much of a haul if I was still fishing back in the day, but you keep what you catch.
So hey, listen, can I don't know, where can I put this? Can I keep it like in the ferry office?
And I think now I'm going to play Sawyer's Fear, the unknown things beneath the waves.
All right. So you
Getting
gain a couple
two.
things. Oh, at the same time, I don't know. Maybe I should throw it back.
Why? Why would you want to throw something like that back? It seems uncommon. What are you so afraid of? Do you think you don't get to keep this?
It could be dangerous.
Dangerous? You think we'd find anything dangerous out here? There's nothing dangerous for miles. We're so far from danger. Where do you think we could possibly find danger?
I don't know. I mean, it's the ocean itself. Look at it. It's glassy and deep. And that at that point too, like when you say danger, there's a boat horn, and like just coming around the cove is this huge, like Trident Industries boat,
Like aircraft carrier almost, like mini
huge,
aircraft
like
carrier.
dwarfing
helicopters and shit.
and its shadows coming over, like kind of starting to pass over us. I think that's our like point where we need to find our resolution. So to
was
say
confused.
to get a yes, you would say, are we
all
able to
important
are we
yes.
able to keep the pursuer from discovering
Okay,
the pelt?
cool.
As
I was
we
wondering if you
discover
had
it.
done that on purpose or something.
As the shadow comes over, even though we're about to throw it back in the water, I am, and you're kind of like, I don't know, we both kind of have a hand on it. We both just instinctually, like, you because you're just scowling at this thing, and me because, I'm sensing an apprehension. We both kind of like hide it behind us.
First thing I say as soon as I see the ship is,
Great, more gulls to come and pick at the corpse.
Nice.
Yeah, and as you sort of shake your arm, I'm tucking this thing under my sweater.
okay.
And off we go.
I think I'm going to try and figure out what's going on these pursuers by going to the library
Cool.
and doing some research. I probably want my brother to come with me. I think actually it makes more sense to be engaging this secret and trying to like figure out.
So she's there with you.
Yes,
Yeah,
and we
she
probably
comes
have
to
her
library-
dressed her up in some
Exactly.
ridiculous outfit.
Yeah.
You know,
Totally.
as is the trope. I'm guessing it's probably raining pretty
So
hard.
it's raining, so she might be dressed up in like big galoshes and
Yeah,
like
and a big
big
old
hat.
raincoat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
And-
a fisherman's hat, like
Yeah.
one of those ones.
Mm-hmm.
As
Yeah.
she's drowning on all of this. She's a petite girl, so she's drowning in all of this clothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And definitely every time she kind of hears the storm, or she kind of like blanches or looks up, kind of looks quizzically, like almost knowingly.
I guess my question is, do we figure out? We now know that this creature is not where it's supposed to be.
Right.
Do we figure out how to put it back? Sawyer and the secret and I.
Selkie? I think
Yes.
that's just her name at this
Yeah.
point. She's named herself Selkie. We call her Selkie.
Sounds good.
That's her name, Selkie.
Sawyer and Selkie and I kind of do a mad dash from awning to awning from our house in the less nice part of town all the way to the library, and kind of are like pounding on the door. It hasn't quite opened yet.
And the old library owner, Mr. Applebaum, comes over and sort of unlocks and sort of looks out, and his glasses come up, and he says, "Oh, Moira Payne, you again?
Hi,
Have you
Mr. Applebaum."
come to return the Who Killed a Mockingbird?"
No, I didn't want to bring that one out in the rainstorm, Mr. Applebaum.
It's raining, is it? This isn't rain.
Oh, it's
This is just a light sprinkle.
as you say. Do you mind if we come in?
I guess so. It's a little early, but I'm making some tea. Do you want some?
Oh, that'd be great.
You, Sawyer,
I'm fine. Give me a
and
tea.
your friend. I don't think I've met. Oh, hello.
She's our exchange student.
Exchange student. Oh, wonderful. Where are you from?
She's from Tanzania.
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 That's a far, far distance.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to hear tales of your homeland. I haven't had someone from that part of the world here in years.
Well, she doesn't speak English like super well, so
Oh, yes, of course. That makes sense. Well, come on in, come on. And he sort of leaves the door open, turns around, and starts trundling away to the back. Still probably going on about books and fun facts about Tanzania that he knows. just sort of chalking loudly as he disappears sort of further into the back of the library.
Selkie looks at Moira and says, "Talk so much."
Who, him or me?
She signals at the librarian.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of people to talk to, I guess. Anyway.
This is really boring.
Well, why don't you try and find some books with pictures in them? Like pictures of our friend, maybe.
I don't know. I'm just gonna, like, I could just go down to the ferry and hang out.
You know, have you told me about the thing that you found, or is it kind of a secret, do you think?
No, I think not. That's why I want to maybe go to the ferry.
Okay. Well, I guess you don't have to stick around and help, but I was going to buy us ice cream later.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to go look at the boring books with indices and stuff like that. So maybe if you and Selkie want to look through some of the picture books, maybe see if she recognizes anything.
All right. Okay.
You're the best. Who's my little bro?
Me, I am this time. Yeah.
And then when I came back from the war in 45, I had an ivory tusk that they said was from Tanzania.
Oh,
Do you prefer milk and sugar in your tea?
Just the way it is perfect.
Ah,
Mr.
Earl
Applebum.
Grey, only the best.
Thanks.
And Selkie takes the cup very reverently, very respectfully, or at least tries to, kind of does a small bow, and she sniffs at the tea and just wrinkles her nose at it.
Yeah,
And
totally. It's the grossest. Here's what I do. And I take this book that's like old book that's been there a while, and it's dusty on the front, but it's very like soggy and moldy in the back, and I just pour your tea in there and push the book back.
She just cocks her head at you. She's probably never seen a book, to be honest. Seems an odd ritual. It's kind of what is suggested.
Tea was a little more than is normally poured, and it's starting to pool. So I'm like, let's go find Moira and see what she's up to, and kind of like lead you along back towards the stacks where Moira's at.
And her nose wrinkles, and she starts kind of smelling the musty pages of the books, and kind of like turns back to them as you kind of lead, and she like puts a hand on one of the books and knocks it off by accident.
Well, so like I was saying, I'm trying to write a school play.
a play?
Oh,
Well, we have
yeah.
a nice healthy section of a few playwrights.
Well,
I could point you. Yes.
I was really hoping for like local mythologies, legends, kind of stuff like that. Kind of making something local, you know?
There was one girl who went off to college who wrote about the history. I think she maybe sent me a dissertation. She was a favorite of mine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to do that too. So maybe I'll send you something back in a couple years, Mr. Applebum.
Moira Payne, I would be very surprised if you weren't as prolific as you are intelligent.
Well, thanks, Mr. Applebum. But yeah, anything you have about kind of local legends, Native
Let me
American
go
stuff?
see. She mailed it to me. It's in my office.
All right, thanks, Mr. Applebum. How you doing over there, Sawyer?
Doing all right. Did you find anything?
Not yet. I mean, I kind of have this like big stack of like mythologies from various places, and I have them all laid out to the indices, and I'm like looking kind of overwhelmed, and have finally called in help from the librarian. Yeah, no pictures, nothing.
I don't know. I mean, well, why don't we ask? You could just ask her like what her deal is.
I don't know. I've tried, and she keeps using all these words that I don't really understand. I guess we could try again. Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Hi. I don't suppose you could just kind of tell us what like you keep talking about a coat. There's like the coat of many colors and like all sorts of stuff, but I'm really not sure how to help you. I want to help you.
Coat over this coat. And she touches her chest and kind of her shoulders.
No, that's a sweater.
Coat. And then kind of what she does is she pinches a little bit of her skin and kind of pulls at it off of her arms. Says, coat.
Like skin?
Coat. Yes, skin.
So you're looking for a skin.
Yes.
Is she like a snake or something?
I don't know. Does this sound familiar at all?
I don't know. I kind of start flipping randomly through books, like kind of hoping that something's gonna stir.
At one point, an illustration, like kind of like an engraving or a woodcut, kind of piques her interest, and she just stops. She literally stops her finger on the wood cut and goes, "Ooh, pretty, pretty."
Is this gonna be our resolution?
Yeah, I think so,
Sounds
right?
like.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you succeed in the scene.
Awesome.
So I imagine that means that the woodcut is
Dun dun dun.
a beautiful selkie.
The woodcut, what it shows is a couple of fishermen pointing out over a cliff, and you see what look like a line of like very kind of intricately designed seals, and then like half of them seem to be like
Progressing. Yeah.
At which point you see kind of like a little like line of ink with kind of fins sticking out, being dragged by an upright human woman figure.
Oh my God. This is you?
She kind of cocks her head either side or the other with her big eyes, and she says, maybe, yes, no?
I mean, it's not as pretty as you, but anyway. Oh, wow. So you need your skin back.
Yeah,
Your
coat.
coat. Sorry. Did somebody take it?
Taken, I took back, but lost.
And they found you on the ferry.
Yes, the ferry, yes.
I like reach out and take both of her hands.
Mm-hmm.
Say, we're gonna get it back for you. I promise.
And she swallows very, like, kind of like, just makes this big gulp, and she says, soon.
End scene.
Yeah.
Bailey's smoking a J. Cormac, after they get horned by the Trident Industries boat, he has a very animated kind of like angry discussion with the captain of that boat, who kind of seems to just kind of like throw up his hands and kind of like go, "What do you expect me to do?" Mm-hmm. Kind of motion. He says, "That's it. All right, Bailey, where are you?"
Over here, Captain. I throw it over the board.
God, you smell of it. Do you have anything with a collar on it?
A collar?
A shirt, yes.
I mean, I guess I could find something. I don't know, man.
I'm gonna play your fear, by the way.
Oh.
Your fear is of having to grow up. Yeah, what is it?
Look, this has gone on far enough. They've been sailing right in the middle of our shipping lanes. They've almost knocked a couple of our ferries off. This is it. We're going to war, and you're coming with me, whether you like it or not. Now,
Aye,
dress up.
Captain.
So what's the question you want answered here?
Is there an ulterior reason to why Trident is
In these waters.
in these waters? Yeah.
All right, sweet. So I go, okay, I have something below I think would work.
Do you have a tie, anything?
I have a collared shirt. I'll be right back. I'll go get it.
All right.
I go downstairs.
While he's downstairs, Cormac lights a cigarette, pulls it out of like an ancient pack. His nerves are frazzled. It's been a long time.
He doesn't smoke a pipe?
Yeah, you know what? He's 45. I think he's like,
I'm a distinguished gentleman by now.
brings out a big cob pipe and packs a little bit of tobacco into it, sucks it to get it ignited. And while he's doing that, they had stowed the skin in one of the chests of the boat. And so he kind of lifts open the chest, takes a kind of a quick gander at it, and just very kind of familiar, but he doesn't know where he's seen it. Kind of feels the texture of it. And again, the memory's there, but it's probably been clouded by probably too much drink, too much worry, too much bad air, who knows. But he just...
Too many dreams broken.
Too many dreams.
And you can hear Bailey's quick staccato footfalls as he comes back upstairs from below, and you see that he has on a jean jacket, but he has ripped off the sleeves so that they're coming out the sides, and he has basically buttoned up the buttons, so it's this denim, sleeveless, collared jean vest type deal.
Canadian
He's all
tuxedo.
Like, all right, I'm ready. Let's do this.
I'd say to never change, Bailey, but that'd be the opposite of what I need you to do. All right, so...
I don't have a tie, all right? I just
God,
I just don't have any. They were at my folks' place, and now, they're gone.
Well, here, have one of mine.
Why, do you just have ties hanging around on the ferry?
Well, I spend a lot of time here.
I guess that's true. So we're going into your, private quarters on the ferry. Can you describe what they look like? What's the deal here?
Absolutely. It looks absolutely lived in. It doesn't look very clean. The kind of private quarters are, the bed is unmade, and there is a picture of a woman with very dark hair and very
Interesting.
dark skin on the mirror right by the entrance, and it's just a picture of her looking out into the sea but smiling at the camera. And
Who's the girl?
That's none of your concern. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you meet somebody like that if you ever decided to be different. Anyway,
Well, I mean, what do you want? I'm doing the best job I can out here. I'm with you, busting my chops every day, making sure these yuppies get on,
but
and off, and on, and off,
but that's
and
it.
off, and on,
Bailey.
and on, and off.
That's all you do. Bailey, you're killing me. Don't you want anything more? Wouldn't you not want to be a hand on my boat? This is not where I dreamed I'd end up.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you have a great boat, Cormac. You have I don't know. You got freedom. You could just go away if you wanted.
And where would I go to, Bailey?
I don't know.
I'd like to play Cormac's sphere here,
Ooh.
which is that he is truly alone and unloved.
Oh. But we could go somewhere together, I guess.
There's nowhere. I think I read something a long time ago, and I think it could have been something I read, could have been something one of my seaworthy friends said. He said, wherever you sail, you are your own port of call.
That makes no sense to me. Sorry, but I
won't.
know that I love this town. Schaefer's Landing is the only home I know, and it's great here. I haven't traveled anywhere else, but why would I want to leave this place?
Why wouldn't you want to leave?
Everything's here. We got the beach and the ocean, crabs.
Everything?
I guess everything I could want. Well, not almost everything.
Almost? And he kind of he cocks an eyebrow.
At that point, I think we feel a shudder as if something very large has rammed into us.
Ah!
And we sort of like move, like sort of shifted over the side. I fall over. Ah! All stuff is like falling off shelves, basically. It seems like we were just rammed or something like that.
Oh, God damn it! And I go, Bailey,
Ah!
topside now!
And there's like a fishing net over my head, and like my foot is in a weird angle, and my flip-flops have flown everywhere. I'm like, all right, I'm coming.
All right, we get topside. What do we see?
Theodore Gilman,
Oh, yeah.
standing on the far end of the dock. Gentlemen, I apologize. There was a slight miscalculation in our navigational equipment, but I assure you we can compensate you for the damages.
Oh, man, look at this rent. Cormac.
There's a massive chunk taken out of the hull. It's been rammed right by accident
Exactly.
with enough force to put a hole large enough that it doesn't look seaworthy anymore.
Right,
It would not pass the inspection.
If we were to leave the dock, there's a serious chance that we would sink on the journey.
Mm-hmm. What was it?
What the hell do you think you're playing at?
I'm terribly sorry. We are training a new navigator, and clearly he hasn't passed his test. If you'll just let my assistant and myself take a quick survey of your vessel, we can assess the damages and make sure we write you the check for the proper amount. And he points to a blonde woman who's standing next to him, brandishing a checkbook and a clipboard.
I know all the navigators on this island. Who's your navigator?
As I said, it's someone new we hired from the mainland. Clearly a mistake.
Oh.
Yeah, your mistake is messing with us.
The last thing I'm going to do is let some stranger on my boat. We're going to wait for the authorities.
Well, and he kind of turns to the woman and she says, well, I'm certified by the board, actually. Makes things a little easier.
Bailey says, I've never seen you in this town before.
Gentlemen, I'm trying to make your life easier. There's a number of zeros on this check. Why, you could buy a shirt with sleeves.
And I would now play the insecurity of Cormac. My lack of money that people know that I'm treading water.
Let me see that.
He takes a look at the check.
It's blank.
He just swallows so hard, and he's trying to hide it.
How long would you need to assess the damage?
Well, that, of course, depends on the extent of the damage. Mr.
I start backing away. Bailey starts backing away a little bit, like, "Oh, I've got a few duties to take care of, Skipper. I'll be back."
I feel like I know you.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure. Gilman, Dr. Theodore Gilman.
Cormac Wainwright.
Ah, Mr. Wainwright, again, I must apologize.
That's
but
Captain Wainwright, I say as I walk away.
Captain Wainwright. I apologize for the unfortunate navigational error, but we'll do everything we can to remedy it. Permission to come aboard.
Well, you realize just how much damage this does to the service of the island. Fine, you may come aboard. We have further business to discuss.
Absolutely. Natasha?
As you guys are conversing, flash cut, if you will, or jump cut over to Bailey, running, going shit, my stash, shit, gotta find it, shit. And he's throwing open all these cases and crates and bunkers and stuff, and he finally throws one open and finds it, and there's this weird black like skin on top of it or something like that, and he's like, oh, weird. Oh, maybe this is what he was talking about. Maybe this is what he wanted to give me. Maybe this is what he wanted to leave. Oh, weird. It sort of like shimmers, and it just sort of like catches his eye, and the shimmer of it matches the shimmer in Selkie's hair, which is interesting. And he's like, oh, I recognize that.
Jump cut. The library. Selkie, her eyes widen. Jump cut back.
As I take the skin and my stash, rolling the stash in the skin, saying, this'll cover the smell, just easy, awesome. And I start running, basically, or like fast walking towards.
I think we need to hit resolution.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say, this seems like
Yeah.
crux.
Cormac is leading Dr. Gilman in.
You know, I've seen
Your ships. You're cutting through all the shipping lanes. What are you
up to over here.
Oh,
But you decide how does this resolve? The answer to your question is no.
yeah.
So what does that mean?
What was the question again? It was
Basically,
do they have an ulterior motive?
Yeah, do we determine?
Do we learn?
Do we determine the ulterior motive?
I just say so. You're cutting across all the shipping lanes. You're putting people's lives at risk on the island. You could crash into a ferry at any time. Exactly what are you doing here? This isn't your town.
I'm afraid that our research is classified, Mr. Wainwright.
Research? Research into what?
That's classified, Mr. Wainwright. I can tell you that it will be an improvement for everyone on the island. We are very community-minded here at Trident Industries. Take my card. You know, as you've seen, we have some navigational problems that we've been trying to solve, and someone with your experience would be a welcome addition to our team. And the check that we cut you, well, you can imagine that would just be a part of the benefits of working for us at Trident.
I'll think about it.
Thank you, Mr. Wainwright.
And I think the doctor at that point sees good old Bailey running away with exactly what he is looking for.
Dr. Gilman kind of like steps between the two of them and kind of like looks at his secretary, the like hot blonde chick, and kind of like
Yep.
gives her a little
You know what to do.
nod up to you know what to do. And she kind of like clacks out after Bailey. Yeah.
Unseen.
End scene.
So we'll just go right into Bailey and the assistant, the executive
And
assistant.
also, this is going to come into play.
Oh, good. John is playing my insecurity on me, which is my parents died at sea mysteriously. The PC that's with me, though, is actually going to be good old Sawyer. I think Sawyer is coming back to the ferry, which is exactly where he's been wanting to go. He and his sister left the library, probably with Selkie, but he ran ahead. He was so excited that he just took off, basically, and is now sort of inner...
Kind of runs into you.
Yeah, runs into... Whoa, sport! Whoa, going too quick there, buddy.
Hey, that's mine.
What? No, it's mine.
No, you found that on the boat?
Yeah, Cormac gave it to me. It's like his present or something
In
like
the
that.
case with your herbs.
Yeah, you know about the herbs?
Yeah, my mom uses those like all the time.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they're your mom's herbs. Yeah, they're a lot of moms use them, bud. And so I want to be maybe a mother one day. You know, I'm an open-minded guy.
Yeah, but so can I found that. It's mine. Can I have that?
Oh, well, you found it. Where did you find it?
I fished it up out of the water. What's our question, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering about
Our
that.
question is, does Bailey tell the secretary, or does Bailey acquiesce to the secretary's requests?
Excuse me.
Kind of comes up on us.
Hi.
Well, hey, here, yeah.
I've like
Yeah,
tucked it. I'm tucking it under my
Yeah, I
sweater.
like give it to him. And I give it to him. I'm like, oh, hey.
You like shove your stash down my
Yeah,
pants,
exactly,
too?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, because the stash is wrapped in the
Right.
skin, so it's like I'm just
Like under
it's
your
all
sweater.
under your sweater. Exactly. Oh, hey, gorgeous.
Hi.
Hi.
I
Looking for a tour of the island?
Why, yes, as a matter of fact, I absolutely
That
am.
is great. We should go to the Salt House. You will love it there.
Oh, is that like a bar or something?
Yeah, something.
No, it's kind of gross.
No, it's
Oh,
not
hey there,
gross.
little boy. How are you?
It's
Is
edgy.
this your brother?
No, this is my navigator in training. This is
Oh,
James
how darling.
Yeah,
I-
I'm in training.
Sawyer, as I like to call him. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's his name.
Cute. Well, yeah, I'd love a tour.
Let's go
I'm-
to the Salt House then, and I will
I'm
spend a
Natasha.
character point. Oh yeah, Natasha, this will be awesome.
All right, Natasha in the
Spend a
Or is this
character
against
point.
the pursuer here as well?
Yeah, this is gonna be against Pursuer. Yes,
All right,
that's
good luck.
Thanks. Thank you. So we're going to Salt House. So we're there. We have a few beers. Sawyer's with us.
Yeah, I
guess you
I
are,
tag
yeah, you're
along,
fine,
and
right?
I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't trust this lady.
Yeah, you don't trust it, but I'm all about it. Yeah. I'm like, oh no, she's great. She's fine.
Yeah, on the walk over, like Natasha has like very subtly, like kind of like hiked up her skirt a little bit.
Bailey is like talking about how he swims and how fast he can run, and he likes surfing. And he says that he also likes to play guitar, and he's just like trying to like super impress her with all the sweet, awesome things he does. He says he can do 100 push-ups,
Wow, that's amazing.
and he's like, yeah, well, it all comes from living on, the island. I mean, it's a well-known fact that, the Schaefer's Landing, it's almost like superhumans come from here.
Oh,
I don't know if you knew
wow.
that. I don't know, it's just like something in the water.
That's amazing.
It is really. It's like some of the fastest swimmers actually ever come here, best seamen, best sailors. Just a lot of really great, awesome people come from here.
Yeah, but you probably don't get to meet a lot of new people, do you?
No, not really. But that's not true. I mean, new people all the time, but usually they're just assholes. I mean, not like you. You're pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, what are you even doing here? You're like working for that dick?
Yeah, executive assistant.
I mean, that's cool.
Well, it certainly beats sitting around in that stuffy Boston suburb.
Yeah.
Get to meet a lot of nice people myself.
Yeah, traveling. Do you do any sailing yourself? You having a fun time on the boat?
Oh, well, I generally like it when we don't crash. But
As you say crash, my face sort of blanches a bit as I'm like,
oh, I'm sorry. Did I say something wrong?
no.
She kind of like
no.
reaches out and like puts a hand on your bicep.
The cloud over my face sort of disappears at that touch. Definitely in the back of my head, I'm sort of like reliving sort of like I do every day, honestly, sort of the pain of my parents disappearing and dying and them missing, my house disappearing, not having a place to live, not having anything or anyone except my captain and my sidekick.
Yeah, I mean, this is like we saw the Salt House. We can go, right? Like we showed her the Salt House.
Yeah,
Can we just go?
You can get out of here, man. We'll catch up with you.
No, dude, we got a lot of stuff to do. Yeah, we got to get your herbs back to make, I don't know what you're using them for. Are you making like a sauce or something?
Yeah, a
Tomato
special
sauce for spaghetti?
In fact, why don't you hand me some of those herbs right now, man? Like we could make some sauce right now, maybe.
I don't think so. I think we got to go back. We got to get out
Oh,
of
I
here.
think that's a great idea.
Oh, yeah, maybe. And I think now is the time to make the roll.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I definitely fail in this.
So it'd be,
Right.
are you able to keep the secret?
Are
I
you
think
able to
would
keep
be.
the secret? Right.
Yeah.
And we start smoking, and we're getting stoned, and so I'm like, oh, this is the good stuff right here. This is actually from Vermont, and so yeah,
Awesome.
it's amazing. My buddy actually drives up in a van like every month, and so we have this like trade thing. Like he gets like free like ferry service, and I show him where all the dope spots are.
That's so progressive.
Yeah, it's a good time, that's for sure. And Vermont's great. Maybe one of these days we could go out there some at like cabins and
I've never been there.
it's snow. Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah, so what are you guys looking for? I mean, you're just sort of
Natasha kind of like leans forward and is kind of like looking at the pelt which you guys have unrolled to get
Yeah.
to the stash. She goes, "Oh, this is so pretty," and she kind of like picks it up and kind of like twirls it around her, and she goes, Where did you find this? When did you get this?
That's silk of the sea, baby. It came off a sea cow.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
When did you find this?
Oh, we fished it out, last week, I think, or it's
I'm like
recently.
Out, you kicked me out, and I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like looking into
Like,
the
I don't know,
dirty
the
window.
kid found it. He fished it out, I think, the other day.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Well, he really loves it, and I sort of reached to take it off of you, and I'm like going into like the makeout, like sort of putting the arms around you, trying to. Start making-
Natasha goes, you should introduce me to some of your friends.
What? And I like take the skin off your back, as it were.
You're like so popular, you should just let me meet some of your friends.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can meet them later.
Okay.
I start making out with you, or attempting to.
I think at one point, like, Natasha, like, trips on
Yeah.
her heels and, like, it's like, oh, ow, like, I really hurt my ankle.
Awesome. Yeah.
I should
And
go
Ben's like, oh,
back
all-
to town.
all right. Well, all right. Yeah. All right. Come on. Let's go then.
I think it's probably started raining again.
Yeah.
Like, a lot?
Yeah.
yeah,
like
like
a
the
lot.
storm's picked up pretty
Yeah.
hard.
Totally.
It's
All right. Well,
windy.
let's go then. I guess. Yeah. I'll take you back. Here, kid. This is yours. As
All
we
right,
come
so I
out.
grab. I
Yeah,
I'll see you later.
Natasha's kind of like making, like, oh, I don't have a raincoat. Like,
And Bailey's just like, yeah, I'm stoned and I haven't made out with anybody, and I'm like pissed off, and I'm like, but I'm not gonna like leave someone like a gal on her own in the salt house. So I'm just walking you back, but don't even care where Sawyer goes at this point.
all right.
as soon as Sawyer has walked off, like, Natasha just is like,
Yeah.
flat.
Cold fish, like
Just, like,
super,
not
yeah,
interested.
yeah.
The question to be answered here is, will Sawyer get home safe from the storm? The scene to set here, I've got a couple points. I'm kind of like cutting around. I've cut around the cove to try and find Moira and Selkie. Yeah, so to do that, I need to kind of go up along a cliff, kind of sea cliff area.
Yeah.
To kind of cut through. I can see Moira and Selkie down the way, and I start running more vigorously. It's raining pretty hard and pretty windy, and that's when like a stray gust catches the pelt, and I reach for it, but I extend myself and I go like tumbling off
Oh no.
into the water.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Ah!
Oh my gosh.
And
I mean,
my sweater becomes sodden, and I start to like get pulled in. And you see me go
100
over.
100% playing Sawyer's insecurity, which is that he can't swim.
Oh
my God.
Selkie and Moira see me go over, but you guys are decent distance away, and this is the wrath of the sea. The storm is really kicking and picking up. He has the pelt still in hand, and he's struggling and being pulled under. And even as he like scrabbles up and gets a thing, a wave hits him as he just gulps salt water and he goes deeper down.
Yeah, Moira pulls off her sweater and just dives in, like swimming towards Sawyer.
So you reach him, and at this point, we're both being swept out further to sea. And we're just kind of like, you kind of are keeping me above water, but you're also like, I'm panicked. It's not good. We're both clutching the pelt. And that's when I think we have to go to a resolution.
Yep.
So, and I think we can use
Both.
die.
Yeah.
So we'll throw everything in there, and then we combine. Yeah, so if you want to roll those 7, and I'll roll.
Awesome. Okay.
So we're doing a lot of combining of die pools here based on which pillar we've sort of chosen to focus on. Nice rolls.
4 versus 3. 4. It's 4v4.
4v4. So we're trying to figure out successes. Let's see if you roll 4 or above, it's a success.
And we have a
And
tie.
so hopefully the tie goes to the character.
Let's hope.
Equal to or greater. Okay, so we succeed.
Nice.
So there's no addition. So what happens is we both are like, we're flagging, we're getting weaker. This is like, things are not great for us. And at this point, we're really we're just kind of clinging to each other in this pelt, and like a force lifts us out of the water, and kind of like we're carried by some sort of like wind and tide to the shore, and we're dropped down, and there's Selkie, and she runs to us, and she like holds us close, and like the water comes from our mouths, and we feel like a warmth spread through us.
Yeah. So Selkie basically, brings the water out of you guys.
Did you do that?
Yes, it better now?
Yes. I've lived here my whole life. I've never seen a storm like that. Sawyer, are you okay?
Yeah, this is amazing. She's
Yeah.
like super powered.
Yeah, I know. She's amazing.
Selkie kind of completely distracted looking. It is angry. My home, it is angry.
The ocean is angry?
Yes.
Why?
Only I sing the song that lulls it back, that puts it to sleep, that puts it to... And she says this long, languid phrase. You don't know the meaning of it, but again, it just rolls off the tongue and it kind of hits your ear in a very strange, dreamlike, psychedelic way.
Wow. Definitely, yeah, you do that.
End scene.
Well, we just kind of got a hint as to what the danger might be.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time, the danger is becoming clear.
Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering if there's something that we can do to kind of make that a bigger threat to something beyond just the two of us. Not that character peril is not traumatic. Yeah, I think we're going to have some sort of... There's some sort of like town event going on, like maybe some sort of like clam bake or something.
Clam bake.
Yeah, Chowder Festival. For sure. For sure. I think we're all there. It's just kind of around town on a beach, as a Chowder Festival would be. I think Moira has convinced Selkie to come
Mm-hmm.
because she kind of like wants to show her like human stuff. And I think the question is, do we prevent Trident from capturing or locating the secret?
Cool.
I think we don't want to go capture quite yet. We're in Act 1.
Yeah, awesome. Conveniently, one of the sponsors of
Yes.
the local
Oh, yeah.
clam bake.
Trident Industries Chowder Festival.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And
Thanks.
guess who's the guest of honor?
Oh my gosh.
Ah.
Gilman. The Chowder Festival is kind of the one day a year when Moira and Sawyer's dad is kind of like enlivened and energetic. Like he makes a good clam chowder, and he like has won a number of years the contest at the Chowder Festival. So it's kind of like a family occasion for us in that way. So I think that we trying to round up votes for our dad, and we have kind of like enlisted Selkie in this.
Oh, yeah.
Like we're still going with the exchange
Is she
student.
singing? Is she is she?
We have not told her to, but she might eventually. Who knows? Yeah, I think that we're doing that. Bailey and Cormac are up to at the Chowder Festival.
Part of the, this gift is that Cormac has to stand up for Trident, basically kind of be demonstrative of Trident's community outreach. Cormac has put on his one suit and tie and or one of his 2 or 3 ties, and has run a lint roller over them. He's shaved, but it's been a long time. He still looks terrible, still looks kind of sunken-eyed, and he's standing up, kind of trying to glad hand with people he never really felt comfortable being around anyway.
Bailey is riding the zipper, which is a like merry-go-round, but it goes up and down instead of side to side. So he's riding fun carnival rides. Whee!
Yeah, so Moira and Sawyer are kind of like wandering.
Yeah, we're
Hey,
getting
y'all
folks.
should come try Payne's Chowder.
samples.
Yeah.
Free samples.
And I think we're kind of like,
Oh, hey, you guys. Oh, I'll take one of those. I'm sort of like, whoa, like walking back and forth. I
Here
seem like
you
I'm
go,
really dizzy.
Bailey.
Whoa, whoa. Oh, I sort of fall into you a little bit. Whoa.
hey, don't spill.
Oh, sorry. I just...
Captain Cormac, you want some?
Payne Chowder. Whoa, look at this guy.
Not right now. It's
Why, you're
Sawyer.
afraid you're going to spill some chowder on your nice suit there, Captain?
He kind of just like shoots you a look that says,
All right, I'll try a spoonful.
Moira kind of hands one to you and she says, I'm surprised they don't have you in a freaking mascot outfit.
Yeah, that'd be apropos, wouldn't it?
You doing okay, Captain?
Well, never really sat right with me, the whole meet and greet. But, good news is they're going to fix the boat. They're going to actually expedite repairs. I can't believe it. We'll have shipworthy, seaworthy in about a week. and things are going to change. Things are going to change around here. You're going to see a different kind of outfit.
I think probably at this point there's like a speech or something. Like Gilman's probably giving a speech.
Oh, that's my cue. Everybody be good,
All right.
especially you, Bailey.
Whoa. Hey, Bailey, listen. I got to tell you the craziest thing happened.
What happened?
So, Moira and Selkie and me, like, it's crazy.
It's pretty incredible.
What?
Sawyer fell into the ocean. There was that storm like 3 days ago. Do you remember? That like freak squall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was nuts.
Sawyer got blown off a cliff. I watched it happen.
It was wild.
What?
Yeah.
I was like,
Did you dive bomb in? Double flip backwards? Like I taught you?
almost.
And
All right, next time.
well, he almost drowned, if that's what you were wondering about.
No,
Yeah,
no, my pupil would never drown.
Yeah,
I
but
taught him
like
to
Super
swim.
Selkie totally saved us.
What?
She did. She like made the tide reverse and like the winds picked
And I think you're in earshot of this too.
Hello. Yes. Yes.
Oh no, you
Yeah.
Cormac.
Hey,
Oh.
let's say he walked away for a second.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
And now,
Well, if he's in the scene.
yeah.
okay.
He's maybe stepping away for a second, and then as you say this to me, I some things seem to like click in my head or something like that, and I'm like, that bitch. And I run after Cormac and I grab him and I'm like, you need to come talk to us right now. You can't go up on that stage.
Oh.
Something is wrong is going on.
Bailey, this is the future of the ferry. I have to be up there.
No. You're fuck those people, man. You're getting into something that's not right. And you need to listen to what's going on here. Sawyer almost died. Moira almost died by being
Sawyer almost died. Moira almost died.
It's
Yeah,
true.
but then like it was amazing. It was like I don't know, what would you say? Like I don't
was a-
know.
it was a
like
miracle.
crazy.
It was supernatural.
It was amazing.
Selkie
Like,
did it.
Selkie was just like woo, 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 and we like flew out of the water.
Selkie's
That's pretty accurate, actually.
Don't bowl me over
Selkie's
with
not
all the-
human.
And he kind of Cormac looks at Selkie and he looks really hard at her. And it's daylight now, and this is the first time in a long time he's seen her. And he starts putting things together.
He stopped looking at her like that. Just because she's not human doesn't mean that we don't.
And now I play your insecurity,
Ooh.
which is Moira is a lesbian. She's worried that people in the small town won't accept us.
Just because she's not human doesn't mean that she's not worthy of our respect or our affection, you know?
I never said not human. Okay, I don't know which point I need to address first, Moira, but you should know me better than anybody else that
Well, you're about to get in bed with these people. And they're looking for Selkie. That Natasha, she was trying to find out something from me.
Wait, what?
I thought she just wanted to make out a little bit, and I mean, me and Sawyer took her over
They
to
want
the
to
salt
take.
house.
Look, she's super powerful, and they want to get her power. I know it.
I think you're all making a few logical leaps here that are beyond Ken.
Captain, no, you gotta listen.
What is that? How does that work?
Yeah,
All right.
I think that's right.
All right.
All right, look, you have to understand. We were there. Look, I would be dead. We'd both be dead. Moira
That's
tried
right.
to save me. You know, Captain, you know that there's a reason I don't get on the ferry and I don't go back across.
I know.
Well, I don't know. You've gotta see her in action.
Cormac looks at Sawyer and just gives a long, hard kind of glance at him and feels something that he hasn't felt in a very long time. And he says, "Fine, we should leave now."
It's at that moment that Theodore Gilman comes walking up and puts an arm around Cormac's shoulder and says, "Who is it that we need to see in action?" And I think we should probably resolve at that point.
This does not go. Does
Nope.
not go well.
Oh no.
That's okay. It's probably better for the story if it
We
doesn't go
tried.
well.
We tried. Yeah, it's tough.
All right, how does this resolve, Liza?
We see Gilman, it's a zoom in on his face and then kind of a slow pan around to all of us just looking kind of like stricken. And then pan and like over, like between Moira and Sawyer's shoulder, you just see Selkie like handing out like chowder
Samples.
samples to
Singing.
people and kind of like humming a little bit. Moira and Sawyer are both like trying to resist the temptation to like look over their shoulders. And there's just kind of that like Wild West glare down. I imagine probably between Cormac and Dr. Gilman. And then I think we all just scatter.
Nah.
I think Moira probably grabs Selkie and kind of like starts like running and like hides in like a friend's parents' chowder booth.
When Gilman sees, he kind of instinctually bolts towards Selkie, and then very inartfully, very much like a pub brawl, Cormac just punches him in the throat really quickly and then like bolts.
Oof. What are you doing, Bailey?
Bailey runs to the dunk tank and jumps in it.
Sawyer just stands there, fist bared,
Fist
staring
bared.
down old Teddy.
Great.
So last scene of
Act 1.
I get to have a scene with Sawyer, and I think it's going to be very sequential. Sawyer standing there, defiantly staring down Gilman. Gilman's starting to recover, and then Cormac looks, "What do you think you're doing, fool boy?" And he grabs him and runs to within the crowd of the clam bake.
What is the question? Who's the pillar?
And
we're
who is the
against?
For the danger, we're still following sequentially. We're in the middle of the clam bake. Suddenly, this big tempest kind of starts to roar over. And the question I think that we should answer...
How about this?
Yeah.
How about this? Does the Chowder Festival survive the...
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Does the Chowder Festival survive the danger?
There we go.
Embrace everyone.
Cormac, again, grabs the defiant Sawyer, says, "What are you doing, fool boy? Get out of here. We have to run." And then just all of a sudden... Cormac looks up into the
sky opens.
Exactly.
It cracks apart.
The heaven, what was that? Crack the skies. Like
Crack
this
the skies.
giant torrent just begins to start kind of like coming down all over the clam bake. Roaring winds.
Tents just being like ripped out. Hot chowder going everywhere.
Oh, my chowder.
sterno containers tipping and small stoves, like just
Igniting
little
things.
fires
Yeah.
going around. Yeah.
Last time I saw something this bad was the storm of 52. Sawyer and Cormac are trying to find, shelter. Meanwhile, Gilman's behind them, just kind of like trying to like find them, like kind of stumble, and then getting kind of torn back by the gale.
He's clutching his throat.
And I'm scrambling because like I still have that pelt under my sweater and it's starting to get
Yes.
away.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or was it? No. It was. Oh, thank God you've got that. All right. It's gotta be what they want, isn't it? It's some sort of important. I don't know. Just
Captain,
everything.
we gotta get to Selkie if we want to get out of here.
Okay. Wait.
She's the only one who can stop this.
Where's she? Where's she? Where'd she go? And he looks into the crowd. She's nowhere to be seen. Where would she go from here? It's chaos. And I
I mean, we
think,
could go to resolution from there.
yeah,
Yeah.
Perfect.
absolutely.
Uh-oh.
The danger escalates.
Yeah.
And so how does this scene resolve itself, Zach?
I think that immediately the storm begins to intensify, and it's almost like the sky is cracked open, but it's like there's a radius that begins kind of like emerging, like a circle within the cloud above. And all this thunder starts to begin cracking down into the center of the clam bake. Everything, like torrential gale, torrential water, and then suddenly an errant lightning bolt hits, and against all odds, it seems to spread some sort of fire that seems a little bit more blue than orange or red. It really looks like there's just like this unnatural heat that begins to develop, and then pretty soon all of the tents of the clam bake start to ignite with this unnatural fire, and everybody scatters, and like just chaos reigns. The entire town is just like, the people are like trapped under tents. There are people that are like running, trying to find family members. They can't see them. What was it? The wind and the rain are like absolutely obscuring all visibility. And Cormac has got his hand on Sawyer, and he's just grabbing him. He's just, "We have to leave. I don't know where they are. We have to."
The pelt is just whipped away in the wind.
No!
Scene.
We interrupt our story here and we'll resume in our next communique. I was one of your players, John Holt. You can find me on Twitter at Lord Joho and on Instagram at board_ghost. You can also listen to my other podcast where we rate and review things at newtoyoushow.com.
Oh, great podcast. Great podcast.
All right, Ken, where can people find you?
Oh, yeah, everybody, check me out at my website, burlingsbeard.com. You can find everything that I'm doing there, BERLINGS. teaching D&D to kids. I'm streaming YouTube. What else am I doing? I sell modules on DM's Guild. I do DMing freelance. Whatever. Check out my website. Everything's there. If you see me ever anywhere, just come say hi. Would love to talk to you.
All right, Zach, where can people find you?
Right now, I am working on my portfolio, and you can see what I have done in terms of user experience as well as writing at zmichaelnorton.com.
All right. And Liza, where can people find you?
They can't. I am a ghost on the
right.
internet.
A bored ghost?
Not anymore, thanks to you.
Hey-o.
Cool. All right. So to learn more about the players and the engine in our story, please visit boardghost.com. You can attempt to pierce the veil and contact us at BoardGhostWorld on Twitter. Shout out through the ether if you have desires we can fulfill. Please leave reviews and comments on iTunes or your preferred listening portal, and take a moment to subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest episodes. We'd like to thank Pat Couples for our theme song and interlude music. You can find more about Pat at patcouples.tumblr.com or on his band's website, hotelsandhighways.com. If you're not alone in the void, share our stories. The more they are consumed, the truer they become.
Dying, don't agree with me.